Alright, so this will be the, second video for the Temple of Witchcraft series that I'm doing. Going through this book. If you don't own it, you should fix that. It's by Christopher Pensack. And I did my first video, just kind of doing like an intro to the series, and showing kind of how I had my altar set up without really talking, because I was kind of ready to go to bed. But just kind of showing a little bit of like how I set up my altar. It was really simple and basic, but I kind of liked it that way. But yeah, as promised, here is my quick walkthrough of kind of how I'm setting up the Book of Shadows for this. And yeah, then just kind of vlogging through chapter 1. So I've got this set up super classically. I've got it in the 5-subject notebook because it's what I could find in my house. So what I've done is I've got like exercise 1 up here, and then intention ritual, and then I wrote down the ritual, and it took up about 2 pages. I wrote down my experience with it, and then some of the homework is to write 3 pages. Then I did the homework, then working on lesson 1, and then doing the various exercises. So I've got, it's technically exercise 2 now, but it's in lesson 1. And I got it all written on the 1 page. So this page, I'm going to start my experience. It'll be experience, experience, experience. And then here will be like exercise 3, 4, and so on. Because the way this book is laid out, without losing my page, is like, so it'll have exercise 3, boom, exercise 4, but then it also has like information stuff. So it's a lot, and as you can see, that's how far I made it in the first round. It's not much farther than I am now. Like, I've read through all of this now twice, and like this page is like set aside now because it like just automatically wants to flip there for the intention ritual. But yeah, so we've still got a whole bunch to study. But yeah, so I'm going to be doing the second exercise tonight when I get a minute, which is feeling energy, and then I'll kind of chat about it. Alright, so I wanted to add on that just because I'm studying the 1 book doesn't mean my studies are just on that one. So for today, this morning, I'm reading through Silver Raven Wolf's new book, A Witch's Notebook. I'm not terribly far into it yet, but we just picked this up yesterday. We got a few books, and I'm reading through this, but I'm putting my thoughts and my notes in my Book of Shadows I'm working through right now, which is the Christopher Pensack one, starting with that initiation ritual, which I filled up a decent amount of pages now. And we're making some progress in here. But putting in here, like, I'm sure you've probably paused this and read through it by now, but it's like I'm kind of debating things within myself of like, throughout this book, she's like, the main like first lesson is like focusing on light and, you know, cleansing with light and working through your chakras with light and all of these things. And it's like, but why is darkness bad? And I remember in the Dark Goddess book, she talked about how there's this huge focus on all the light and the darkness kind of gets shoved aside. And I'm like, yeah, it does. Let's focus on that darkness. Why is it bad? Why can't you cleanse in darkness? Why does it have to be light? You know, why not go and, instead of visualizing your aura in a field of light, why not envision it going into the darkness and being cleansed that way? Like, why is it focused on the light? And then same with chakras, like, why should my energy field be separated into 7 places? Like, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, it doesn't ring true to me right now. It's, you know, I know somewhere in Christopher Pensack's writings, he mentioned the 3 parts of the soul, or like 3 cauldrons of the soul, and I can't remember what book it was from. I want to say it was Feast of the Morrigan. I want to say that was it, but I'm not 100% on it. It's on my list of need to be rereads. But I don't know, I just kind of been thinking about, like, as these things that I'm reading about and, like, parts that I'm like, instead of just, like, having a brief second of, and I don't necessarily agree with it, but I'll keep reading. I take, you know, I set the book down, use my handy-dandy little paper towel, because I'm also having tea, to mark my page, write about my concerns and my thoughts and kind of the musings on it, and then resume reading. And then in here, it changes back and forth from the exercises, my experiences with it, to boom, talking about other witchy stuff. And yeah, I've got plenty of pages to write through, so yeah, just wanted to share that little bit in here. Don't you just love when you're recording a video and you're like on point and like saying all the things, and then your phone's like, oh yeah, remember that alarm clock? And you're like, thanks. Like, can't just like pause the recording and like you can jump back in. Like, no, it's just like, nah. Anyways, so this is the end for part 1 or lesson 1 or whatever for Inner Temple of Witchcraft. So it's been kind of exciting. I wrote out like my experiences with it, what I thought so far. So I figured I'd kind of brief you in on that. It's kind of like the last part to this vlog. So I found that when I went through it this time, sorry, the lighting is going to be terrible too, because I'm also driving to work. But I found that this time versus the last, I actually like did the like things in order. So it was like, okay, exercise 1 done, exercise 2 done, exercise 3 done, instead of like bouncing around. And then actually completing all of them before I moved on to part 2, where I think that's what tripped me up, was being like, well, I still have to go back and do this and this and this, and you know, I don't feel like doing this tonight, but I'll do this one, and like just kind of bouncing around. Whereas this time it was like, okay, no, we're doing this. Like, if we can do it tonight, great. If not, we're gonna wait until I can do that and then move on. And then writing down the rituals that I'm doing, and then also, you know, on the days where I'm not doing a new exercise, just writing down like some witchy thoughts, because I'm not just studying from that book. Like, I'm always studying things, so as I'm, you know, working through and just kind of reading through, really, Silver Ravenwolf's new book, the, like, A Witch's Notebook or something like that, like, my thoughts on it, things I agree with, things I don't, kind of, you know, documenting that, seeing how my point of view might change over time, and then, you know, once I finish that book, I'll move on to like my Irish ones that I got and like my Celtic one, kind of write through those and be like, oh, well, this is kind of intriguing, and like, ooh, like thoughts and ideas, while I'm still working through the Inner Temple of Witchcraft. And, you know, if I help Wolfman with any of his, you know, I'll jump in and do that and kind of write about my experiences with that, because he's on book 3, I'm on book 1, and so, yeah, it's just kind of interesting. But, I don't know, I found it really kind of interesting and great that, like, I've had a better experience doing it this way, and I'm getting more of it. Like, also, sorry, my car is a squeaking disaster right now, so if you're not hard of hearing, you'll probably hear the squeaking in the background. And if you are, congrats, you're not hearing this really obnoxious squeaking. But anyways, so, yeah, I don't know, I'm really liking how I'm doing my studies this time. My sort of schedule that I've got going on right now is I'll study a little bit in the morning or in the evening, depending on, you know, what time I have to go into work that day. If it's, you know, not too early, go out, read a bit, do an exercise or whatever. If it's kind of early morning or I had a late night, then I'll do it that evening. Kind of when everyone's starting to go to bed and things, I'll, you know, meander myself out, go study a bit. And then, you know, some days you just don't get to it. You know, you end up closing and it takes longer than you were expecting, and you're like, oh my god, like customers won't leave, or, you know, like, you mom sometimes. I say that because he watches my channel. Or, you know, just life happens. But I'm not 100% sure where it decided to just cut off because, of course, like, my phone has this magical thing where it's like, you have no room for anything ever. And you're like, I just deleted like 400 things, but thanks. So, yeah. Anyways. I don't know what the point was. I had to go deal with that, of what I was talking about. But basically, yeah. Lesson 1 is going really well. Life happens. I don't study every day, but I try to for most of the days. And yeah, so sorry, also driving fun. But anyways, so yeah, just wanted to do a little bit of a vlog of kind of how lesson 1 is going and such. And sorry, also driving. Ugh, and my car squeaking. But anyways, so I will do another vloggity type thing for lesson 2. And then I want to do a witchy haul, so I'll probably do that separate, so you can kind of look for that soon. But yeah, so anyways, until my next video, thank you for watching and bless you.